So shall we start? So on Friday, what we discussed about how to, okay. Yeah, we discussed some of the okay, passing the values from one workflow to another workflow. Correct? And attach browser, then followed by username, and then receive a value from the text. So what we discussed now? Anybody can recollect it. Mahesh. So what we discussed? Okay, we try to do some what is that? UI Acme test, correct? And we are unable to do that. Okay. Okay, for example, so I have a data like this. Okay, so this is my website. See, what I supposed to do is, yeah, hi Yogesh. So you joined from mobile then.
Yeah, sure.
So I have a different codes over here, vendor code. So actually, like no, this is one of the very important in an interview question. What is find children activity? So why do we use find children activity? The find children activity can be used to get the values of the children of the parent element. Okay, so if you consider this, mm, I'm searching some drop down values. Okay, so here we have. So here we have part of drop downs. So when I click on this, enable disable. So I don't want to use open browser. See, I told right. So we can use attach browser. Use attach browser. Indicate on screen. This is my screen. That is the page where we would like to. So I will tell you there is an activity called find children. what is this find children activity does? Okay. So if I select the any one of the value, first like now, first of all, we are selecting one drop down value, and in the find children, so what is the like now output we get? See, whenever you are whenever you would like to use a find children activity, there are two things. One is scope of that element, and output is the children. The scope would be find children, find descendants, find top levels, find process, and find thread. Find children is nothing but if we consider any activity, that means any element, like no, whether it is a browser based application or it is a Windows based application. So there is no separate like no, what is that? Properties inside a find children. So sorry, what is that? Find children. So here find children is the scope. That means see what are the values are there inside the drop down. See, consider here we are using a drop down. So what are the values are there in the drop down? That is called a children. So here we will get control K children. So when it comes here, see, you always remember whenever you are using some particular activities. See, these are all the frequent used activities in our daily life. That means whenever you are working on UiPath, so these are all regular activities you will use it. So that's why whenever you are attending an interview, they ask that what is find children activity? What is the output of that? So the output is children. So what is this? This is system.collections.generic.IEnumerable. It's a UI elements. That means what are the elements are there under the particular element. What are the values are there? Okay. So that we will get. So here I use children dot count. That means we are going to so we are going to get if whatever the values are there, those values we are going to get over here. Come to the selectors. So what is the selector? Cloud tables is the title. When I go over here, so this is the title, cloud tables. Okay, so there are three values. How come? Oh, which one we selected? This is the one we selected. No cancel button, language default. So let me confirm which one is tried. Edit the selector. So in the edit the selector, okay. See what all the properties are came. Web control ANM equal to empty, IDX equal to 3, parent ID equal to inspector form options, tag equal to div. So now indicate element. I don't know which one we selected. Let us select it. See, same idx equal to 4. So AA name equal to empty. There is no AA name. And then open in UI Explorer. We'll see now. So A state equal to enable. Role equal to element. Text is there. Okay. Text equal to element. Sorry, enable. See, we have to see what all the values are there. So in the drop down, so enable and disable, only two values are there, correct? So here so here inner text equal to empty. See, what is these properties first of all? So there are some inner text and then outer text. There is a parent ID, parent like no PID and position, and then a role. What is that? Text, and then followed by inner HTML like no. What is this? Class A state. What is this? So these are all the properties of a web page. Okay, so what are the web page we are using? So this is the web page, right? So in this, these are all the properties. That means for each and every element, the properties. For example, like it is a drop down. That is the because of the. So it has so inner text. Drop down means these are all the properties it should have for each and every element. So you should be able to remember it. Okay, so inner text or like no AA element, and then text will be there. Okay, see text. Okay, that's what like no, it is displaying in the like no as a property. Like no, because of this text, it is displaying as a enable. Okay. So these are all the. So now AA name equal to empty. So and then so I will select some. Do not select AA name because it is empty. So what is the like no purpose of using it? Nothing, right? And text. Okay, I have removed AA name. Click on OK. Now debug this. So now there are always we are getting 3 values. How did we get 3? Okay. So maybe empty, like no, it is showing empty value, right? So in order to know this, in order to retrieve each and values by using a find children. So we have one more activity called get it. Okay, so we will use this get attribute. So when we will use this get attribute, so what is the output of this find children? Find children is a enumerable UI element. So that is a collection. So we have to use so in the get attribute, what is the name of the attribute? And what is the value we get? Specified value for the. So here, so use for each. So in the for each, I would like to use get attribute. So now in for each, so what is the output of this find children? UI element. So we have to select UI element. So what is this? So UI element you have to select UI path dot UI automation dot activities dot UI path dot core under UI element. So where is the our array is available? Children. So here, what is the attribute we have to select? What do we have to select? We have to select text. I want to select text. See, text is not available here. So, a name. Strange. So here I am not getting this. Why we are not getting? So here I use item. Down. Sorry. So here under the target element is item. Okay. So attribute it is asking. So in this, it is not at all showing. Okay. It has to show something. Take PID and the result equal to control K result. So result See. So string converter PID string cannot convert from system dot. See, attribute is nothing but edit selected. This is not working. Take this. And in the find children, so indicate element. So take this drop down. Click on OK. So in get attribute, find scope, what under is there? under this get attribute. So here attribute name we can. Oh my God, why it is not showing? I don't need to. Get attribute can give you. What is this? The result, right? So, children, make it as outer workflow. What happened to the result? The value of the specified attribute. Control K. Control K. Result. So the result is a string. We can make it. So now, see, in order to select an item from the drop down, what is the activity we will use? So we will use select item. So this is select item. So here we will pass it as item. The element we will pass it as a result. So string cannot be converted into item. For each Item is don't want to waste time. Your time and my time. Why I don't know why. So this is one of the very popular website. So for any RPA, so in 2019, it was very challenging to automate this application. It was like, see, like no, this is the form where we need to fill this form by filling first name, address, role in company, I will tell you that tomorrow. Why I don't know, like no, it is not fetching the properties first of all. So last name and then email. So click on submit. See, the values are changing. That means the elements are changing. So whenever you submit here, the elements are changing. See, when I submit, see, it is, see, now like no, the first element is email and then second is company name. When I click on submit, see, so email come, first name like no, the first element goes to phone number. So this one, it was very challenging to automate it. How to automate this website? because it is always changing the position of the elements. How can we identify this? See, how do we identify this? So, in this case, for reference, I have to create some, I don't know why it was not working. Find the children. I want to take new process. So we are going to see anchor base. So here, compatibility, Windows legacy, Windows and cross-platform. What is this? This is also one of the very important question. What is compatibility? So Windows legacy is nothing but where it supports 32-bit operating systems. That means like an old operating system. So that is Windows legacy. So Windows is nothing but 64-bit operating system. Okay. And cross-platform is nothing but it supports both Unix and Linux. Sorry, Windows and Linux. This is that is called the compatibility. Okay. So I will select Windows. Click on create. So now open browser. What is this? RPA challenge. So after this, so in order to pass the value, what we will use? So we have to use the element you want to indicate, click on select. Hey, what is this? If the element is not being detected, highlighted, try to change the detection framework F4 using region selector F3. Yeah, UI from framework is default. Region selection mode F3. Pass of configuration. Oh. Okay. F4. I'm going to. What is this? Is a company name. I provide like ABC, my company name. And I will use click right. So I have to click on the submit button. Okay, and now AML. So for example, like this, I want to do for 100 customers data. So why it is something was happened? Maybe what is, there might be some changes in the updation. That is the reason it is behaving like this. So see where it was entered the data. So it was not at all identifying the values. Correct? Come here, select this, edit selector, indicate element. In the open browser, I'm selecting as Chrome because we have identified the elements in the Chrome browser. See, the elements attributes will change from browser to browser. For Internet Explorer, there will be different attributes, and for Chrome, there will be different attributes. So now at least it is typing the value in the first position of the, but this is not the correct, right? See, what is my intention is, if I use a type into activity, so how I am entering the data. So whatever the first element it is identified, it is entering the data, but that is not the case, right? What we supposed to do that? So for that, in order to identify, after I, whenever at what time I started this training, the mosquitoes are killing me. So I'm unable to. So for that, see, whenever the the elements of the application are changing, that means it's not constant. It says it's not stable. It is always rotating the the elements of the so these are all the elements. First name is one of the property, or we can call it say element. Okay, the elements are always changing. That means it is dynamically changing the components of the web application, or elements of the application, or fields of the application. We can call, there are a lot of synonyms for this to tell. So how can you identify and automate this? So how do I would like to pass for 100 customers of data, like first name and at the email, company name, last name, address, phone number, role in company. How to do that? So for this, the UiPath has come up with an option called anchor base. What is this anchor base? So in the anchor base, what is the anchor? Okay. So anchor base has come up with two activities. So one activity is called anchor and another activity called drop action. So this anchor base is for whenever the element is, that means whenever a UI element or a web application element or a desktop application element is changing frequently. So it is always changing the position from one place to another place. So it is very difficult to identify where it is. So in that case, so in the anchor place, we have to use find element. So find element, what it does, click on this. So click on this anchor. So anchor is nothing but a label. First name. Okay. So here it will tells. So in the find element, what we get? We get the output as the found element. Okay. So output is Control K. Control K. What is this? First name. And what is the target? So we don't need to find first name. Okay. And then drop action activity here. So in the first find element, it will identify a label. So if it is a first name, okay, then only. So a container that searches for a UI element by using other UI element as anchors. Okay. This should be used when a reliable selector is not available. Okay. That means that, so when the selector is changing each and every time, so in that case, we will use this anchor base. So here, what it does, if so this is not accepting if over here, type into we are able to use the first name. So go to selectors. What is the text here? And for time being, I'm giving a hard coded value. So if you want to repeat it for 5 times to check whether it is identifying the value in a proper way or not. So there is one activity called repeat number of times. I will explain this. Give me a minute. Someone is calling me. So we need to check where this loop is ending. So this is the one. So we have to put inside it. It is there inside only. Okay, see this like now blue color line. So we have to check whether this is inside the line. So mainly, okay. And now close this, and execute. So what is happened? Oh, just now it loaded. Ah, So is it working or not? Bhavani, Mahesh, or it is failed? I was not there. I just run it and went out to bring my mobile. Work అయిందా లేదా మీరు చూడలేదా బాబు క్లాసులో ఉన్నారా లేరా
అన్నా
ఏందో
అన్నా
ఏది ఓకే దేనికి ఓకే
హలో అరవింద్ అన్న ఆర్పిఐ ఛాలెంజ్ ఇది
So 5 times, but it is failed. This is not the way to run. So it has to run in such a way, indicate. Here it is a find element. So indicate that. So click on no. You can give any name. I'm giving name. Variable name is first name. Click on OK. Okay. So see, in the previous version, it is like no, it was working like this. After like no, the new version, they have made lot of changes. Even that is the reason this find the children doesn't work. That doesn't work in the sense there is some issue. Select item. So usually we will get here the first name and then so it will identify whenever you get a first name, then only go on like no enter the value. Otherwise, it will not enter it. But here it is like no. I have to see it. I have to work on this. You see this. So okay, first it is identified. Okay, now it is working. Why it was not work previously? So wherever the first name is available, it will go and identify it. Okay. See in like now, but like now, why it was failed in the beginning? Like now, previously it was failed. ఏది పంపించేది ఏదో ఒకటి పట్టుక 30 పెట్టున్నాను చూడ వాట్సాప్ లో చూసినవా? Okay, so it is working fine. Okay, see, shall we continue like can we do it tomorrow? So I will prepare a data, phone number. See that like no, in the real time also it is the same. So you will have your data like phone number. Okay, so we will like no catch is we will continue this tomorrow, and we will go through the find children and then element exist. See, these are all very important like no activities. See, whenever you are using a anchor base, why do you use anchor base? Why do you use find children? Okay, and why do you use like no element exists? So if you know these things, 100% you will able to automate any application. Any whatever the application they give. See, but like no, you have to apply your idea whenever you are automating it. See, if you get any issue, so you will able to identify like no, which activity I have to use in this situation in order to resolve it. So tomorrow I will explain this like no, what is the use of like no repeat number of times. So I will prepare the data. I do like no without wasting our time. Like no, once we come, we will like no do this. So only I will prepare the data, and tomorrow even like no I have to work. So we'll see this tomorrow. Okay, friends. And I will explain you like now each and everything very clearly tomorrow, briefly about. Okay. Okay then. Thank you. Bye.